good with y'all, man? Happy Saturday. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. Hopefully you guys are having a good weekend. So we got an article here. And like I said, we're going to cover every article because all these gun cultists who've been just coming on the channel, not only mine, but everybody, and just talking massive crap. Stay around. We want you to understand and learn the truth about what we've been trying to tell you for the past few months. So this is by Heroic Hollywood. It says Superman's box office report claims the DC Universe movie wasn't profitable, which we already know because Forbes came out with an article, and Forbes is a very, very reliable source. But let's see what else this article is talking about. It says, was Superman actually a box office flop? A new report reveals that the DC Universe's success may not be as clear-cut as many fans first thought. Superman was an absolute triumph for the DC Universe. The project was a hit with both critics and audiences. Come on, man. What are we doing, man? Giving the franchise a much-needed win after the years of controversy. The film also did smashingly well at the box office. Despite larger socioeconomic issues keeping it from hitting a stride overseas. Okay, article, you started to make me mad. Overseas have nothing. All the world stuff ain't got nothing to do with this movie. Every other movie that's came out, like Jurassic World Rebirth, did great overseas. There's other movies that have done good overseas. Stop the excuses. No, that is not why Superman did not perform well overseas. Because I guarantee you, if Zack Snyder released Man of Steel 2 tomorrow, that movie would dominate overseas. There's a reason why it struggled overseas, and it's not because of the world issues. But let's carry on. Keeping it from hitting a stride overseas, the film still made a hefty sum of $615,784,465. Those signs point to the film not being as big of a success as some might think. A report from Forbes contributor breaks down the box office of Superman with the reported production budget of $225 million and a marketing budget of $125 million. But let's be honest, there has been reports that have came out that said the marketing budget went as high as $200 million. And then you also can't forget, this movie did a lot of reshoots. And remember, James Gunn has came out and said that he's not the type of guy to do reshoots, but they did reshoots for this. So it says, using these numbers, it doesn't seem as though the DC Universe film made a profit at all. Oh, and we also forgot to add in the Ohio State budget. The tax document said it was $363 million. Total budget, not 225. Those were official state Ohio tax documents that Geeks and Gamers came out with and showed. So it says, given that the films generally split their ticket sales 50-50 with the theater owners, this means that Superman's theatrical net equates to nearly $308 million. The amount, of course, does not reflect any residuals that are being paid out or the other miscellaneous expenses associated with the film. Even going with the $308 million before taking the other expenses into account, Superman's net falls below the $350 million Warner Bros. Spent on the production of the film and marketing. Did Superman bomb at the box office? Of course, there's a lot of factors that Forbes contributor left out of this box office analyst. Tax incentives, variable cuts for theater chains, and the entirety of the merch and VOD sales. So even if Superman didn't make back the entirety of its budget in theaters, it does seem to well and truly be a success for the DC. Heroic Hollywood, man. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? See, I'm a person that likes honesty. What are you talking about? Just because Superman was a success doesn't mean other projects will be. It's a risky gamble for any franchise to put profitability solely on things outside of the film itself. And given some lesser known entities like Clayface and the Authority are coming down the pipeline of the DC Universe, it'll be interesting to see if they can overcome their box office shortcomings like Superman. Superman is now streaming on Max. Okay, we don't need him. You know, I'm just trying to understand what. So even if Superman didn't make back the entirety of its budget in theater, it does seem to well and truly be a success for the DC Universe. All right, Heroic Hollywood. Yeah, you just lost all credibility with me, man. See, I like to be honest. I like honesty. I don't like all this sugarcoating and kissing booty. You know what I'm saying? Where is this massive success for Superman? It was a box office failure. Where's the success? Come on, where is the success that they are talking about? Now, with the VODs have been on sale like multiple times, so people may be buying VODs. I wish we could see the numbers of the VOD sales that are going on. Then you also have to... listen, I was just at Walmart today, right after I got out the gym. Went by the DVD section. The whole Superman DVD section was full. I wish I would have taken a picture. I should have taken a picture. And then I go to the men's clothing apparel because, I like to see if they got any good little shirts. Walmart be having some dope little shirts. Don't sleep on Walmart. But anyways, they got a whole Superman, James Gunn Superman, a Superman symbol that is still full. Nobody has bought the shirt. So, I'm trying to figure out where they're coming out with this success because it was a box office failure. And just by going by the numbers that Forbes reported, those are just numbers that are reported. That's not even the real actual numbers of the $363 million budget that the state of Ohio had on the tax documents. And then the marketing budget. I'm sure those numbers will probably come out later on. So Superman could be a big flop compared to a $42 million. It could be much higher than that. So I'm trying to figure out what are they talking about with the success of DC. Like, sure, maybe if you add in all sales, eventually with VOD sales and all that maybe Superman does recoup, its budget and stuff like that. It makes a small profit. Maybe so. But still, you take in Man of Steel, adjust for inflation, it's over $900 million. Take in all the VOD sales and all the merchandise stuff, it's over $1 billion easy for Man of Steel. So this movie is still, no matter how they try to pinpoint this movie still is terrible. This movie is still terrible. And I said this, man, I feel so bad for the actors. I feel like David could be a good Superman if he had a different director. And I'll say it again. Could he be on Cavill's level? I don't think he could be on Cavill's level. That's my Superman. Cavill's my Superman. But I think he could be a better Superman than what we got in the James Gunn Superman 2025 movie. And I actually thought Rachel Brosnahan was a good Lois Lane. I ain't really like the Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. I like him as an actor, but that Lex Luthor was a complete joke, man. People talk crap on Zack Snyder's Lex Luthor, yet they don't even understand that's not even Lex Luthor, it's Lex Jr. If you pay attention to the dialogue, which I pointed out many a times in videos, he pinpoints it that he's Lex Jr. He is not Lex Luthor everybody knows. He is Lex Jr. But anyways, this Lex Luthor, man, was such a spoiled brat type character, and people talk trash on Lex Jr. in BVS, but that Lex Luthor made Superman kneel, and he didn't even have to use kryptonite. That's how good that Lex Luthor was. So all the hate that Jesse Eisenberg gets for playing Lex Jr., a different character than Lex, the dad, I hate it. I hate it because I thought he did a good job for being a different person, He was eventually going to become that Lex Luthor that everybody knows of that DC universe. But he's not the same person. That's Lex Jr. Pay attention to the dialogue in the movie. He confirms it like 4 times. So, listen. We already knew it was a failure. And this is currently what they're all looking like right now. They're all looking like this. They're all looking like that. Everybody who hyped this movie up just for it to be a big flop, a massive failure. So, I'm not surprised. I can't wait for the actual numbers to come out so we can actually see what the real budget was, what the real marketing was. There's a lot of things you have to take into consideration, man. You got to pay the actors out. You got the 50-50 movie theaters, the real budget, the real marketing budget. Remember, they was worldwide with this, man. Super Bowl. They was renting out the Eiffel Tower and decorating it or whatever happened. They was worldwide with the marketing, man. So, post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys thought. If you enjoyed my thoughts and my reaction to this, make sure you hit that like and hit that sub, alright? I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. 100,000 subscribers is ground time. Let's get it.